Jesus. Okay. Ooh, take 20. Hey, I'm James. Welcome to this mess that I call the workshop. This video, I'm going to be running you through how to make these hangboards. They have a very simple design, just with a through hole either side. They do hang flat. I know there's like all sorts of crazy designs around the ends where people have like drilled them in all weird directions. But to be honest, just a through hole works perfectly fine. Hangs totally flat. And also, if you just have one strand, it hangs in cut. And so you have here 25mm edge with an in cut, or 25mm edge that hangs flat. If you turn upside down, you've got 20mm in cut and 20mm flat. 4 different types of hold from just the 2 different edges. And then obviously you've got a pull-up jug as well. First thing I have to do is dimension all the rough lumber I have into usable square stock. So on the jointer here, then to the bandsaw, over to the chop saw afterwards. My chop saw is a bit dodgy, don't look at the lack of guard and the sparks that come out of it, just kind of ignore that if that's okay. I am getting a new one soon, but for now this is this death trap of a machine is what I've got. Don't worry, I'm well aware of what Tommy Caldwell did, and I'm not going to repeat that accident. I think he actually had the accident on a table saw like this one. But anyway, this is just me very safely ripping down the blanks to their final size to go into the jig. So now I've got all the lumber dimensioned using the planer thicknesser and table saw. I strap this jig to the bench with some clamps and the I've cut and crap, which I apparently haven't. Let's see if... Okay, yeah, so I clearly messed up there and didn't cut them quite to the right size, but I just took them back to the table saw and trimmed them down a couple of mil, so all was fine in the end. Once they're in the jig, I've got them clamped down. It's just a case of going back and forth with the router, taking tiny little bits off each time, trying not to burn it, trying to cut it nice and clean. This jig generally does a pretty good job of that. So here is one side done. Once it's done, I just flip it around, pop it back in, and do the other side. So once that's done and I have 2 of the slots sorted, one in each end, I tidy them up a bit and swap jigs. So here you can see all of the different woods that I've used in this set. This is pitch pine at the end there, the strapping. I put them in the other jig and do the middle, which I did off camera. So now I've got 3 slots and I'm just cutting the taper on the bandsaw. So the taper, as I discussed earlier, allows one side of the hole of the what are they called? The slots. One side of the slots to be better than the other. So one's 25 and one's 20 on this. Once they've all been tapered, as you can see there, I just take them to the router and put the round overs in. So now we're on the home straight. I just need to sand them, which actually is no mean feat. You'll hear most YouTube woodworkers complain about how much sanding they have to do, and I'm just going to make a claim that they don't have to do as much sanding as I have to do. I think like 80% of the work in making climbing holds is in the sanding. I spend so long sanding, and it kills me when you see someone like sanding a table that's totally flat. It's nice and easy, they haven't got a contour or anything, they haven't got to detail anything, and they're complaining about it. So yeah, I think I deserve a bit of time complaining about how much sanding I actually have to do. Here is the just me collapsing at the end of that. Me doing the random orbit sanding, and then on to bring it in by hand. So this is actually the first round of about 4. So this is 120 grit. I then go to 150, 180 and 240. So yeah, all of what you see here is repeated 3 more times with both the random orbit and by hand. It just really makes them feel good. Climbers use these with their hands, and climbers, although we hold onto rocks all day, we've got pretty rough hands. Like, you can definitely feel when something's not right, and these just need to be right. You're going to use them a lot. You're going to warm up with them all the time, whether you're out bouldering, sport climbing, trad climbing. They're just really useful, and having something nice to hold on to, well, it's just better, isn't it? Okay, well, thanks for making it so far through the video. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just drilling out the holes, countersinking them so there's no rough edges for the cord to get snagged on. Then laser engraved my logo, and I'm pretty much done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please hit the like button. If you didn't like it, you can hit the dislike button twice. And yeah, please remember to subscribe. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one. Bye.